Welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to discuss the previous example. This is the previous example we are going to discuss. In this example, I want to create one list view. And in this list view, I want to put some names of activities that I want to use in my application in the future. And on each click, I want to start the activity. This is my flow. Now before I continue with this example, I want to test this application once again for you. Whatever is there, I want to test here. Right now in this application, it is showing one splash screen for 5 seconds, and after the splash screen, starting point activity is running. Starting point activity will be launched. So I am waiting for the output here. Don't plug here. Project, don't plug right now. So some work is going on. Don't plug it here. Yes. On my mobile it is working fine actually. On my mobile it is working. It is displayed. It displayed the splash screen for 5 seconds, and after that it displayed this screen. Okay, we have discussed this screen already. Now we don't want to load this screen directly. Okay, we want to create one list. Here we want to create one list. I want to display this list after the splash, and after that we want to start displaying these things on user interaction. Now here in my application, I want to create one more new class. Right click to the package in src folder, go to new, and here create a new class. Here I want to create a new class, but I want this class to implement one super class. Okay, what is the name of the class here? Can you guess what is the name of the class? The name of the class is the menu class. The name of the class is the menu class. And what is the super class? The super class name is the ListActivity. The super class name is the ListActivity. Instead of creating the activity, I am creating here ListActivity. This ListActivity is a specialized version of list. This is a specialized version of ListActivity. This is a specialized version of activity actually, which is associated with one list view. So I want to finish here. So whenever you would like to create a list view, I will suggest instead of creating the normal list view, use this class ListActivity. Create a class that extends the ListActivity class. It is showing error because we have to import the appropriate class. I press Ctrl Shift plus O, Ctrl Shift O. It will import the class like this here, android.app.listActivity. Now in the first example, in the first list view example, I want to open the list view example. You can see here. In the first list view example, what I did, I declared the string array. Okay, here I declared the string array. The next step, I created the list object. And for this list object, I created one adapter. I set the adapter, and I implemented the OnItemClick listener interface to this class. And I have to provide here one method, OnItemClick method. These are the steps I performed. Now in case of ListActivity, some few points we have to write here. ListActivity is a specialized version of activity which is by default associated with one list view. That means no need to go to XML file and create a list view object. No need of this. Okay, the only thing it must contain a list view. That means we have to create a list view in the XML. Okay, but no need to create the object. I mean to say no need to create the object. I will explain. Okay, it must contain a list view with @android:id/list as ID. That means we have to create one list view in XML having this ID @android:id/list. This is the ID we have to assign for the list view. Okay, and after that we will see the difference also. Let's do it here. Go to the layout folder, new Android XML. Go to the layout folder, new Android XML, and in this Android XML I will create here one menu.xml. Excuse me. Wait a moment, it's loading. Here I will create one list view. We have to create this list view. I'll set the width as fill parent. Not fill parent, here I should use the wrap content. And we have to specify the ID. Okay, what is the ID here? We have to specify the ID here @android:id/list. This we have to supply. @android:id/list we have to supply. Now we can use this list view. Inside the menu.java. Now basically in the previous example, what we wrote in the menu.java, we wrote something like this. Here you can see we wrote something like this: list1 is equal to list view of find view of ID something. Here no need to do this. Okay, it will take some time here. Here there is a onCreate method. I have to override onCreate method, and here I will create ListView L or ListView lister is equal to, simply there is a method we have to use, get a ListView method. That's it. No need to write find view by ID. No need to do this. Simply write this ListView list is equal to get ListView. It will automatically get the ListView having the ID Android:id/list. And now we have to create one adapter. We have to create one array, string classes. I am creating here one string array. String classes is equal to. Now here is my trick. What is the class name? The first activity name. What is the class name means what is the name of the first activity? The first activity name is the starting point. Okay, so here I create one array having the name starting point. Now this value must be the same as the class name. Okay, starting point. Here I will write something called as example1. Here I will write something called as example2, because I have only one activity created. I don't have more activities. Okay, but once in future I create more activities, I will replace these names. Example1, example2, this one is the example3, this one is the example4, example5, and here I go to example6. So first step is finished, means defining the data source. First step is finished, defining the data source. Here there is one method we can use. What is the method? SetListAdapter. Okay, SetListAdapter. Here we are using the method SetListAdapter. In the earlier what we have used a SetAdapter method. Okay, in the earlier method of the normal activity of the normal list view, I made use of this SetAdapter. Here I am making use of SetListAdapter. And what is the adapter? Here we have to create the adapter. Which adapter here you are using? Array adapter. Array adapter of type string. Array adapter type string adapter is equal to new array adapter. Now in this array adapter we know there are three arguments. There are three values we have to supply. First is the this. This means menu.this. We can also write like this, menu.this, comma. I am interested using the default file android.r.layout.simplelist1, simple list item 1, comma, classes. Classes containing the values. Classes is the list of values. Classes is the data source. And here I put the full stop, semicolon, sorry. Now the only thing remaining, implement the listener. Implement the listener. Now here in the previous example, I have to do this implements on click item listener, on item click listener, sorry. And once I implement on item click listener, I have to register the class having implementation of on item click listener using this method set or on item click listener, and we have to provide the method also. We know this method has 4 arguments: adapter view, view, position, and long id. No need of this here, no need of this. Okay, in this list activity class there is one overridden method. There is one method we can override. Just right click here, go to source, select this override or implement method, go to the list activity, and here there should be one method, and the method name is the OnListItemClick. The method name is the OnListItemClick. This method you have to override. Now click OK. Here we are overriding the method OnListItemClick. So this class is already implemented the method. We have to override this method here, and this method is also having 4 arguments. You can see ListView, L, view, V, integer, position, and long id. Okay, what is this position? Position means if it is 0, this is 0 position. If it is 1, it's a 1 position. Okay, so here is the position, and here we have to write what we want here. On list item click listener, on list item click method. This is the handler method, which is handled whenever we click any item in this list activity, any item in this list view, automatically this method will be called. Automatically this method is called. Actually I will do one more experiment here. I will cancel this list view from here also. No need to provide here. I will do one more exercise. I will cancel. In menu.java, no need to get the list, because this is already having one list view. Directly we are setting this adapter to the associated list. Already this is having one list view, that's it. Okay. and we have to override this method also. It's very simple. Now here our code will go. Now before writing the code, I want to test this application, but before I test this application, I have to set this menu.java as a second activity to load. Right now this starting point is loading. Okay, right now this starting point class is loading. We want this class to load. Which class? Menu class to load, which is having one associated list. To do this, first we have to go to Android first we have to go to Android manifest. We have to register this menu class in the Android manifest, and after that we want to go to splash screen, means the splash.java, to change the name of the file, to change the name of the class. We will see. Now go to this Android manifest. It is taking some time here, wait for a moment. Open this Android manifest. We have to register this activity. Now I will do one thing. We know this splash is the main activity. Okay, I will copy this starting point. I will paste, and only thing I will change the name here. Name is the menu. Okay, this is the class name, menu. This is also default, because until I tell anything, don't do anything. Default category means what? Until I tell something, don't do anything. The category launcher means what? Launch the application. Whenever I open the application, launch this class splash. Now go to this splash screen, go to this splash.java. What we are doing in this splash.java, here we are executing the starting point. We don't want to execute the starting point, we want to execute the menu. So here I am writing intent I is equal to new intent com.myapplication.menu. Now test this application, Android application. Okay, I want to launch this application. This should display the splash screen for the first 5 seconds, and after that it should launch the list view having the list item starting point example 1, example 2, like this. After we test this, there is only a 5 minutes code. Okay, and after that we are going to end up today's session. It is shown on my mobile actually, it is not updating here. I think I have to restart this ADB. Yeah, the splash screen is already displayed, and now it is displaying this list view, starting point, example 1, example 2, it is displaying this thing. Now right now nothing happen when I click starting point. When I click example 1, nothing happens. What do I want? When I click on starting point, the starting point activity should be displayed. Already we have the starting point activity. Now the code we have to write in menu.java, and here is the code we have to write on ListItemClick method we have to write. So very simple code, the similar code what we did in the splash. Okay, we have to call the method start activity. And what activity you want to start? I have to call this method start activity, and here we want to write some intent, our intent. We want to create here one intent. What is the intent you want to create here? Create here one intent, our intent. Our intent is equal to new intent. And what is the intent you want to create here? For what thing you want to create here intent? I want to create intent for the starting point. First consider the starting point. Don't think we are clicking the starting point and then it should be displayed. Okay, I'm directly writing here something. I want to write here com dot my application 2 dot starting point. Right now if any item is clicked, starting point is displayed. Okay, I just want to test if it is working or not. Right click, run as Android application, click on yes. Yeah, this is the splash screen. After the splash screen, this is displayed. Now if I click on any item, starting point will be loaded. Okay, I want to load the starting point only when I click the first item. First item means what? Zeroth position. If I click on example 1 should be displayed. If I press back from here, what happens? If I press back from here, once again the list view will be displayed. I am pressing the back from here, once again the list view is displayed. It is displayed on my mobile. Here also it is displayed. Now what is the code we have to change here? So here, see it carefully what we are doing here. I am going to show you different way to start the intent. Actually, this is the reference of the class or not? This is the reference of the class. So instead of manually writing here, what we can do, I can create an object of class type. Class our class. Class our class is equal to, there is one method, okay, for name method, class dot for name method. And here you have to write this thing. This is a new step we are performing. This is a new step. Why it is showing error, that also we will see. And here we have to write the our class. So this is a different way. First I represent this class with this variable of type class, and we can pass this variable to intent, and this intent is passed to the start activity method, which will start this intent, which is referencing to this class. Which class? Our class. Now here it is showing some error, and what is the error? The error is because there are chances class not found exception. Okay, there are chances of exception. It could create the exception, and what is the exception? Class not found exception could create. Class not found exception would create. So we have to write this whole thing inside the try block. Okay, and actually here this class dot for name, here for this intent there is a one more argument we have to pass, menu dot this comma our class, means this is the overloaded version. This is the overloaded version of intent. Okay, menu M should be capital. And if the class is not found, there should be some error, there should be some exception which will be created. You can see here unhandled exception type class not found. So we have to wrap everything into the try block. So I am writing here one try block. Close this try block here. And which exception you want to catch? I want to catch the class not found exception E. And if such exception occurs, I want to print the stack trace also. That's it. Now only thing, I have to replace this with example 1, example 2, example 3, depending on the position which is clicked. If the position clicked 0, I want to put here starting point. If the position is 1, I want to put example 1. If the position is 2, I want to put example 2. How to do that? Here I will create one string variable, string classes, or string some class name. String class name is equal to classes of position. Now what is this classes? This classes is actually the data source name, string array. And what is position? What is this position? This position means the number. The position means the number which item is clicked. 0 means the first item, 1 means the second item, 2 means the third item, 4 means the fourth item. And here I will replace this starting point plus class name. That's it. Now it will work. Now if I click the first item, value of position will be 0. And if value of position is 0, what is the class name? Starting point. So what is the class name here? Starting point. Which class it should load? Starting point. If I create the second class, if I click the second row position will be 1. Value of position will be 1. What is the class name of 1? Class name of 1 is example 1. Which class will be loaded? Example 1. Now here I will create one more class, new class. Now we don't have to touch this code. Okay, there is no need to touch this code. I will write here one simple class. The class name is the example 1. The class name is the example 1. Here I'll go to write this example 1. It inherits from activity class. Click on finish. So here one more class I am creating, example 1. That's it. In this example 1 I will put something on create once again. Excuse me, it's not responding. Now we have to do only 2 steps. Create the class, register it Android manifest, and the things will done. Means no need to touch that list code, no need to touch that menu code. The thing will automatically work for us. Okay, so here is the method we have to override. On create method we have to override. On create method. And which XML file you want to load? I will create here one new XML for this example 1. Android XML example 1. Here I want to select the linear layout for example 1. I will put some text view, only welcome I want to put here. I think somewhere the mic is on, Tarika Mehta sir. Yeah, fine. Means here I am trying to recording this session, so here some disturbance is there. Thank you. I want to select the linear layout. It is coming. Linear layout. Click on next. Finish. I am creating one XML. A simple XML I am creating here, and in this XML I simply want to put one text view. In this text view, no screen is visible. Right now, right, I shared actually. Yeah. Here I want to write text is equal to welcome to example 1. Welcome to example 1. I want to set the text size is equal to 30 dp. That's it. This much only I want to create in this activity. Now in the example1.java, we have to load this XML. How to load this XML from example 1? Set content layout we have to use. Here a method we have to use, set content layout, set content view, sorry, r.layout example 1. That's it. Layout dot example 1. And now open the activity, means Android manifest also. In Android manifest we have to register, that's it. This is the last step. Copy this, paste here, only change the name of the class. Name of the class is the example1. Here also we have to change the name of the class, example1. That's it. Only one thing you have to ensure, whatever class you are creating, the class should having this name. If you are creating a different name, just replace these words. No need to do change here, it will work automatically. Now finally I want to test this application. This is the old output. I am waiting for the new one. Okay, this is the final test only. It is launching this application. We have 5 minutes more. Is there anything you want to ask? You can ask right now. The only thing remaining, we want to test this application. Yes, any questions here, girls? Jyoti, Preeti, you have any question? This is the splash screen. After the splash screen is displayed, list view is going to be displayed. Now I want to click on example 1. What happens? Welcome to example 1 will be displayed. If I click on starting point will be displayed. Yeah, this is welcome to example 1. I press back. If I press back, once again the list view is displayed. And if I click on starting point, if I click on this starting point will be displayed. Okay, so here we have finished the today's exercise. It's a long exercise. I hope you will find it workable. Now I expect you to practice these things also. Okay, along this exercise I covered